Oh, cool. Golly, I finally got around to this. Um, so this is new. I've got nothing else better to do. I'm stuck in purgatory. Uh, Not really, but kind of. Anyway, hang on a second. A lot of noise here. A lot of noise here. It's a work in progress. So, I should be asleep. I'm not. I don't even know if this is playing still. Let's see here. Live now. I still don't understand how this plays. Oh well. We'll figure it out. Started streaming 2 minutes ago. Anyway, I think I'm messing this all up. Pretty sure I just did. Did I? Oh, cool. Cool. Excellent connection. Am I still... He's still here. That's the question. I have it set. I have it on mute, but that's for me. I also don't know what I'm doing. I'll tell you that right now. That's the story of my life, though. I'll unmute that, but turn down the speakers. Let's see if that works. I would feel better this way, I think. I don't know. Well, I have no decibels. Why is that no decibels coming through? Hello, hello, hello. It is not working. I don't understand this. Undo, unmute. Wait, it was working. I heard myself, right? Well, I'll tell you what, being not knowing what you're doing. Hello? Not knowing what you're doing is never a good thing. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, man. Hello? Hello? Oh, I think it's working. Oh, there we go. It's a little slow. Anyway, like I said, trying this out. I'm bored. My gosh, I'll tell you what. This whole time period's weird. It's the whole you can't do anything without anybody being upset about everything, and the I don't know. I guess it's social justice warriors, which I just got done listening to about they're killing everything. It's the council culture. So I'm tired of playing video games. I'm tired of everything. Probably should go sleep, but no. Tennessee got hit hard with tornadoes the other night. It's the weirdest thing. So I was trying to go to sleep, or no, I woke up something. Anyway, I get this update that tornadoes have hit downtown Nashville. I'm like, what? Like, had no idea any of this was happening, right? So, I, I check out, it's on Twitter, of course, and so I check it out, and there's downtown Nashville, and they're showing, like, I mean, it's a live video shot of it, and you can see where explosions are happening from power lines being hit and stuff. And anyway, it's let's see here. Sorry, I got distracted. I get distracted easily. So the power lines being hit and stuff. The uh, downtown. I mean, it's weird because I was just thinking the other day. I was like, you never hear about tornadoes. Oh, excuse me, I yawned. Gosh, that doesn't sound great. Anyway, you never hear about tornadoes hitting like cities, like going right through the middle of town. They're always out in the suburbs. Tornadoes hate suburbs. Anyway, it was oh, I missed that. Great. So, uh, it's weird. Nashville's got like the worst weather there is, and everything about Nashville's a big secret. Like they keep the crime stats down. They keep the um, weather. I mean, my gosh, the weather. I mean, it is so freaking deadly. Like their 100-year storm comes about every 5 years. It seems like it just floods everything, all downtown. Like everything they've built down there, they built it right after the last flood, and so yeah, I'm looking at all these places. I'm going, man, this is all like this place is called the Gulch. The reason why it's called that is because it just gets flooded. I mean, like nobody goes here, and now it's a trendy place to live and stuff. Uh, so anyway, the tornadoes come through, and I was like, great. Now I have to hear all the Nashville strong and pray for Nashville and stuff like that. Uh, it ends up it's Cookville ends up getting the real brunt of it. It's like 20 people are dead there. I saw where President Trump came in today. Actually, I was listening to him on the radio. Like, whenever you get a chance to hear the president speak on the radio, it's so much better than on TV. Uh, I just don't know how to explain it. I know the psychology behind it. It goes back to the Nixon Kennedy debates in the what was that 1960, and everybody says that Kennedy won the TV debate. Well, they don't talk about. I think that's like the first televised debate. They don't talk about the people that listen to it on the radio. Again, I'm yawning. Like I said, I should go to bed. People that listen to it on the radio said that Nixon won, and of course, there's all these different things. So you saw him on TV. Nixon looked awful. Well, the guy had the flu or something. He refused makeup because he said if people see Nixon in makeup, they'll think he's one of those radical homosexuals from Berkeley or something. Nixon had a great voice, but anyway, he of course, Kennedy looks like a pretty boy candidate, like he did, and so visually is how people rated that debate. But then when you heard it, the people that just were tuned in, just the actual wording, they said Nixon won. And I always thought that was just really cool. And one time I was driving, it was nighttime, and the State of the Union address came on. So I listened to it, and it was so wild how I got a totally different perspective than I ever had before. So I always try to listen to the president on the radio instead of TV. Anyway, listening to Trump, and he's in Cookville. He starts talking about this little kid. He got picked up. He was asleep. And he gets sucked up out of his house. And he lands like 3 blocks away or something. And rescuers found him wandering around. And the kid's like, I was just flying. And Trump sounded like he started getting a little choked up. And of course, the reason why would be that the kid is the only person to survive. His mom, dad, and sister all perished. So that kid's orphaned. I mean, just imagine I can't think of anything worse. You go to bed and you're woken up, you're flying, you're in the air, and now you're an orphan. That's just, I don't know how you recover from that. talk about a cross to bear. That is one I'm thankful I did not have to endure. Um, anyway, so anyway, it sounded like Trump got a little choked up, and of course I was like, next thing I know, I'm like, gosh, bless, it's dusty in here. Uh, but Cookville, gosh, I mean the place just there's it's surreal to see how the houses, like, they're not flattened like houses I've seen before. These are like flattened, as in, I mean, a literal term of flattened. There is nothing standing. It's just, there's not even, you know how like you see like in pictures of like tornadoes, destruction stuff, like you'll see like it came through and there's like, it always seems like there's a cross or something like that, uh, that was like completely untouched. There's nothing untouched. I mean, this place is just, it's like matchsticks. And I would understand Nashville because I heard Nashville, since its rapid growth recently. Like, actually, there was a YouTube video where a house was, it was almost to completion, and a security camera, a house across the street, uh, got the footage of where this house just collapsed. Like nobody was in it; it just collapsed. And I heard that Nashville like was having their structures and stuff. Like people are like they don't even know how they're passing zoning laws. Anyway, you expect that over there. The houses to just be devastated to where there's nothing. But man, Cookville, that's good old boy Tennessee right there. I mean, they build things like they build your house is your castle. And anyway, this is just it's a there's no good stories out of it. There's no rallying thing you can hold on to. And I'll tell you honestly, I've just been trying to avoid it for the most part because I know it'll be, uh, guys, just it sucks. It just hurts you, um, and you don't want to see anybody like that. Nobody deserves that in their life. But uh, gosh, just saying that out loud, you start thinking about it so much better than the trash that is Twitter. And that trash, I mean, I swear, it's mostly robots made up. I mean, you talk about Russia and all that stuff. It's just people. That's their job. They just go in and take down people all day long. Uh, I'd have, of course, I'd have worked for Bloomberg if I think he was paying like $2,500 for people to endorse him on social media. I'm like, give me $2,500, man. I'll sing your praises. I'll get you through the primary, but I'm not gonna support an anti-American like him. But he, now I mean that would essentially, like I said, make me a bot. But uh, it's just it's wild. You get off that stuff and you start seeing real life, and I don't know, it's refreshing. And then you think, what are you doing on that platform? You're sitting here watching these people down there, just completely. I mean, they have nothing. Gosh, just watched last week on Live PD where a guy he was in his house. They're rushing out to a house fire, and he's in his house, and they meet him out front. He's like, I heard some popping, and so I went downstairs, and the house is engulfed. And he was outside. He was wearing his pajamas, and the whole house burned down on live PD in like 20 minutes. And you talk about, again, he has nothing. He didn't even have his ID. I mean, what do you do? Where do you go? You gonna go to the bank and get money? That's gonna be a good one. I don't know. Again, it's just, I'm very blessed not had to do any of that. But anyway, yeah, just pray for Cookville. Pray for always pray for Nashville. Pray for them to uh, get their city back. So many people have moved in. A bunch of carpetbaggers ruining the place. Anyway, jeez, all this stuff's trash. So I was watching YouTube tonight, watching a bunch of comic gators, and talking about uh, there's new canon from Disney about Palpatine. So now Rey's father was the gooped up Palpatine, or no, Palpatine was the whatever. It's something that makes no sense. I mean, it just makes no sense. It's not in the movie, and then once you buy a book, like I go to movies so I don't have to read books. Okay, I mean, I went through school. I'm done reading. It's just it's awful, and I don't know if it's to make like a superior nerd or something. They'd be like, "Oh, you didn't read the books," and I mean, it's just it's awful. So like Palpatine's like a clone, and but he possesses the clone from like his force ghost goes into the body of somebody else. I don't what's going on here. I mean, the last I saw, I'm still trying to figure out how bombs fall in outer space. Uh, which I've gotten into with people from the what is that, the not Skywalker, the Last Jedi. Gosh bless, the Last Jedi. I mean, I got into it. Somebody tried to say that it was artificial gravity on the bomber that so the bomb started to drop because they were still in it, and I was like, that's not how gravity works. I mean, it's just not how it works. I was like, I went through. I was like, look, these are the basic principles of Newton. They haven't changed. I can't think of Einstein. His was that if you add speed to it, time or gravity changes. I forget now, but it was like I'm sitting here going, you know, you have two masses. Something's going to be pulled towards a larger mass. Well, there's a planet in the background. I was like, you think like it's a magnetic pull. We'll say, I mean, you're going to be drawn back to wherever the largest mass is, the closest. And that'd be the own ship. I mean, it was a great rant. It was a great rant because I had all my research right in front of me, so I was like clear and concise and ready to go. But I mean, it's a stupid argument. It's absolutely stupid. I was like, you have curvature when you have gravity, right? I mean, did you not see Star Trek 4? They had a slingshot around the sun. Anyway, actually, I'm gonna watch that tonight. I think Star Trek 4, I think, had the best of Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein in one. So anyway, it was. I mean, whatever Disney's doing is just absolutely ridiculous. And I'm trying to think, how would you say it? It's like, well, one's like the little Dutch boy putting his finger in the dike. He gets another one, another hole, another leak, and he keeps sticking his fingers in it, and it's like, it doesn't fix the problem. But the people that want to celebrate diversity have no diversity in their life. They can't handle it. They can't handle somebody coming in a room and saying, you're all wrong. Everything you think, everything you're doing is wrong. And that's what you need. That's what I always do that. And I do it on purpose. Whatever you think, you've come up with the greatest plan in the world. Everything's perfect. You've worked out everything. And I will sit there and I will tell you 3 things I immediately see wrong with it. And the reason why is because you're gonna have somebody else out there that thinks whatever you do is wrong, no matter what. It's gonna be the same person, but that's just the human nature stuff. It doesn't work for everybody. I mean, the guy who invented scissors didn't realize that left-handed people were gonna be screwed out in the handles. And I mean, right off the bat, 10% of people can't use uh, the Fisker's orange handle scissors. Uh, it's I don't know. You need to humble yourself in everything, and then you'll be better at everything. I guess it's just, but this Palpatine stuff, man, that is such a crack pipe moment. My, how do you do that? How do you come up with this weird stuff? You know what it is? It's drugs. It's got to be drugs. Like it's pot, man. I'm convinced. Like I've never talked to a pothead that didn't think they were the smartest person in the room, and of course, they got smart from smoking pot, and then just like it cured their glaucoma, and I don't know, got rid of the hair between their knuckles or something. Whatever it is, pot can fix it. Just ask a pothead, and I think they just sit around smoking drugs, man, and they just like come up with this stuff, or they're just. I mean, well, no, there's too much wild and crazy inconsistencies for them to just put up a bunch of ideas and throw darts at it. Like that, you'd have a consistency. Somebody's going to see something that they're throwing at, and they're going to try to hit it. It's just, I don't know. We talk about it's like you're ruining this great thing from our childhood. Well, people have a natural propensity to be good. And the triumph of good over evil is naturally in people. If you don't have that, you wouldn't have societies. There's not a law made that would exist or be followed if people weren't good and believed that the laws were good. And with Star Wars, it was the perfect story of good versus evil. When I say Star Wars, I mean the original trilogy started in 77 and ended in 83 with Star Wars, now it's A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. They just nailed it. And also, weren't they the first trilogy? I mean, I think it was. And then George Lucas comes around with the prequels, and I hate prequels. God, I hate prequels. It might even be because of Star Wars, but those prequels were all eaten up with George Lucas hated God, and too many people saw Jedi's as priests and the Force as the Holy Spirit. And he hated God, so he came up with midichlorians so he could explain everything through science. That's not my idea. I saw where someone wrote that. I thought it was brilliant. I was like, God, that makes more sense than anything else I've heard. So anyway, and what's funny is I did not like the prequels, and then they came on like TNT or something. And I'm watching them. I was like, these are pretty good. They're so much better than this crap that's coming out now. Oh my gosh. I hate J.J. Abrams. I'll never see another thing of his. He just, I don't know. It's like he directs let me step back. Saw an interview with him where he talks about all these great things when he was a kid. And, we'll say Star Wars and Star Trek and stuff like that. And then it's think about it. When you go see a movie, you get really excited going to that theater. The credits roll, you're really excited. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, movies are long. You kind of lose interest there, when the middle, you're kind of talking, yeah, the dialect and everything. You understand, the stuff that years later will make sense. And it's like that's the part where he just got lost as a kid, and he never came back to see how the stuff ends. It's like he wandered out into the lobby to get another bomb pop or something, and that's how he directs. Like it's like Stephen King. He can't end something. Oh well, it's. I don't know. I have no idea. It's like this is like the fourth time it feels like something's changed after the Rise of Skywalker's come out. I still don't know what the hell the thing's about. All I know is when they killed Han Solo, I gave up. Like, Solo is the best thing to come out of Star Wars. It's the people that are in charge. They don't understand. It's the people that aren't in charge too. Everybody is so eaten up with the Jedis and the lightsabers. But as cool as that is, they weren't the ones. Like, Luke isn't what made everything so well. It was the struggle that Luke had this special force power. Let's say like Rey, we're a little bit better than everybody else. But the struggle of Han and Leia and Chewie and Lando and all that, that's what really made the movies. That's what made them so great. That's why Empire is so wonderful. They were all, at the end of the day, they were all heroes. They all went home, and Han Solo nailed the princess. Oh my gosh. Oh well. Well, I'm rambling long enough for something I don't even know if it's making it up or not. So if anyone ever hears this, I appreciate it. Hopefully this gets better. We'll just say that I'll go on to be the greatest broadcaster. If you're listening right now, you were there for the beginning. This is Star Wars before it became New Hope. Alright, y'all. Try to love somebody. And peace. So you don't even know how to stop it.